Hello everyone, my name is Gusti Ngurah Takuya Putra, and my partner is Michael Theofillus. We are from Group 4. In this video, we will be presenting our presentation to fulfill our final exam project in Introduction to Tourism with Ma'am Dina as our lecturer. So our topic is about GWK. Without further ado, let's begin. Garuda Wisnu Kencana. In this presentation, I will explain about Garuda Wisnu Kencana in general, the history of Garuda Wisnu Kencana, and the venues available in Garuda Wisnu Kencana. I would like to also cover up the impacts on tourism of Garuda Wisnu Kencana. I would be explaining about the socio-culture impact and the environmental sector impact. Background of Garuda Wisnu Kencana Cultural Park. Garuda Wisnu Kencana Cultural Park, or commonly known as GWK, is a famous tourist attraction located in the Ungasan, in the island of Bali. GWK is one of the most popular tourist destinations due to its strategic location, which only takes approximately 10 to 15 minutes from the Ngurah International Airport, Bali. The main features of this tourist destination is the statue which represents the religion of Hinduism in Bali. The statue is precisely 120.9 meter. It is a statue of the Hinduism god named Vishnu and his companion, the Garuda. The completion of this statue was in 2018. GWK is managed and administered by Alam Sutra Group. One fun fact about GWK is that it is the tallest statue in Indonesia. In this presentation, we would like to discuss 4 key features. The first one is the history of GWK. Second one is GWK in general. The third one is the impact of tourism in GWK. The fourth one is the attractions of GWK. The history of GWK. How did it all started? Was there any important events? Were there any challenges faced? What is the meaning behind Garuda Wisnu Kencana? First of all, before we start, I would like to share to you guys a quote from Nyoman Nuarte, the creator of Garuda Wisnu Kencana. He said this in his press conference in 29 April 2021. He said that istana ini untuk rakyat, bukan untuk arsitek. This means that this creation of the monument of Garuda Wisnu Kencana is for all of the Indonesia citizens, not only for the architects. What does this mean? It means that the creation of Garuda Wisnu Kencana at first has many debates because the architects wanted to create a monument that is more likely a Balinese design for the Balinese people. But however, Nyoman Nuarte said that this palace or this monument should be for all Indonesian citizens and not only for the satisfaction of the architects. Now, let's start about the history of Garuda Wisnu Kencana. Why is the name Garuda Wisnu Kencana? The history of Garuda Wisnu Kencana Cultural Park starts from a Hindu mythology written in Veda. Lord Vishnu is well known as the protector of the universe, while his loyal companion, the mighty eagle-like Garuda, depicts loyalty and selfless devotion. Kencana also means gold, and both are covered up in crowns of gold mosaic. The Garuda is also the national emblem of Indonesia and represents freedom. Now, let's discuss about the journey of Nyoman Nuarte, how he created Garuda Wisnu Kencana. In the year 1989, Nuarte had proposed a land art project about the tallest statue in the world named the Garuda Wisnu Kencana, in 145 meters in the hill of Ungasan of Kuta, Bali. He proposed to the president at that period, which was President Suharto, that he wanted to create a figure statue of a Hindu god Dewa Vishnu posed sitting on the shoulder of bird Garuda Wisnu Kencana. Nyoman Nuarte estimated the whole statue completion of GWK will be finished in 2017. We can see that Nyoman Nuarte is very intelligent because he also predicted the statue completion of Garuda Wisnu Kencana in 2017, which was in reality completed in 2018, but this is the intelligence of Nyoman Nuarte. Finally, by referring to multidisciplinary approach within a grounded theory research and architectural research, It was clear that as a new architectural sculpture design as well as his dedications and understandings by defining three periods categorized in Nyoman Nuarta works in 1977 until 2017, as his knowledge and understandings were based on science trace, technology trace, and culture trace. In the late 1990s, the project was brought to a sudden stop by the two major forces of the global economic crisis. Construction resumed again in 2013 after a 16 years gap when property developer PT Alam Sutra Realty Tbk ASR agreed to do a financial takeover to the construction of the statue and the project. The idea for the monument was not without controversy, and religious authorities on the island complained that its massive size might disturb the spiritual balance of the island and that its commercial nature was quite inappropriate. But some groups still agreed with the project because it will be a new tourist destination in Bali. During his study, it has also revealed his mindset and mentality, which is lived to give life to others, shown as the desire and motivation of his way of life that also resembles and highlights his artist passion through his architectural sculpture spirit as well as his belief towards Balinese karma. Nyoman Nuarta also referred to his inspiration from the search of Amrita in the completion of the statue. Amrita is a Gujarat novel that refers to Hinduism. Technically, the Geweka statue building was accomplished on August 1, 2018, but it still needed a finishing touch so that all the copper bronze plates would be completely integrated. The Geweka statue was finally established a few days after on September 22, 2018 and inaugurated by the President of Indonesia, Joko Widodo. The Geweka statue reaches about 121 meters and wide by 64 meters. In fact, this statue is the third tallest statue in the whole wild world today. To make us easier understand the history of Garuda Wisnu Kencana, I also managed to create a timeline of Garuda Wisnu Kencana. In 1989, Nyoman Nuarta proposed his land art project. Next, in the late 1990s, construction stopped by the global economic crisis. However, in 2013, the construction resumed due to a financial takeover by PT Alam Sutra. And finally, in 2018, Geweka was established and celebrated by a ceremony called Swadharma Ning Pertiwi. Next, let's discuss about the venues of Garuda Wisnu Kencana. The first venue is the Lotus Pond. Lotus Pond is a venue which is huge and magical. Lotus Pond is considered one of the core venues in Garuda Wisnu Kencana Cultural Park. The exclusive plaza is surrounded between limestone walls and is decorated by the statue of Garuda. This area has great access, wonderful acoustics, and can hold up to 7,500 people, making it a famous option for performances and world-class concerts and events. The plaza derived its name from the lotus, which resembles beauty, prosperity, and fertility, and is always carried in the hand of the Hindu god, which is God Vishnu. The lotus flower has its roots down in the mud, but it blossoms into a beautiful flower above and makes a deep symbol of humanity and the cosmos. The next venue is Plaza Garuda. Plaza Garuda is crowned over by an enormous statue of Garuda. This photogenic plaza highlights the magical lotus pond, and it is a famous place for pre-wedding photography and certain photoshoot events. The personal ride of Hindu god Vishnu, Garuda, resembles loyalty, trustworthiness, and sacrifice. As the national ideology of Indonesia, the Garuda is admired and known as the heroic character of wisdom, strength, and discipline. The next venue is Plaza Vishnu. Plaza Vishnu, which is located on the bukit or hilltop. Vishnu Plaza offers an unforgettable scenery of the island of Bali, and it is the perfect place to watch and enjoy the beauty of the sunset. Dive into a shady spot within the plaza. Visitors will find a sacred place commonly known as Parayangan Somakagiri. Historically, there is a well which is believed to be blessed with spiritual power to cure illness. And local Balinese come here to make offerings and find a healing power for their diseases. Visitors will often see Hindu priests here leading blessings and ceremonies. Visitors will influence the full moon experience, this spectacular display of ancient rituals. The next venue is Indraloka Garden. Indraloka Garden. This venue got its name from Dewa Indra, which is the Hindu god of thunder, rain, and lightning, and in ancient times was even considered the king of all of the gods. Indraloka refers to his celestial gardens, which can also be seen as a kind of paradise on earth. These beautiful tropical gardens are decorated in golden frangipani, and beautiful heliconia creates a romantic setting for weddings and all kind of related events. Moreover, Indraloka Garden also provides a fabulous panorama over the island of Bali and the beauty of oceans to its allure. The next venue is the Street Theater. Street theater are the site where visitors can enjoy a wide variety type of food and beverage from Indonesia's traditional culinary heritage at Garuda Wisnu Kencana Cultural Park. Food court and Banyuatis Coffee, where they offer an authentic Balinese coffee. Visitors can also explore the Garuda Wisnu Kencana souvenirs stores to obtain a multiple range of merchandise about GWK Cultural Park or capture an unforgettable moment at Garuda Wisnu Kencana Photo Studio. The latest addition is Asana Art Museum, a photography studio which offers traditional Indonesian artistic setting for photo and videography as well. The next venue is Plaza Kura-Kura. Plaza Kura-Kura is a plaza which is placed in between the Street Theater venue and Plaza Wisnu venue. Kura-Kura means turtle in Indonesian, and here you will discover a unique pond which is covered up by classic frangipani trees and leafy palms. Originally, the carved stone fountains resemble the turtles rising from the water. In Balinese mythology, a giant turtle is illustrated as carrying the world on its back, protecting the earth from certain dangerous events and natural disasters. Last but not least, there is the Tirta Agung venue. Tirta Agung is located at the main entrance to Lotus Pond and highlights a gigantic or enormous rock walls that refers to the story of Garuda Wisnu Kencana. From its birth to finally becoming the trusted loyal companion of God Vishnu, which is known as the protector of the world in Hindu mythology.
This is the general overview of Garuda Wisnu Kencana Cultural Park. Garuda Wisnu Kencana is the form of the god Dewa Vishnu. Dewa Vishnu is the god of preserver, but in Hindu mythology, it was also stated that Vishnu refers to the god of justice and welfare. In the religion of Hinduism, Dewa Vishnu is depicted riding a Garuda. This form is inspired by the story of Garuda and the kingdom of Dewa Vishnu. The name Garuda Wisnu Kencana comes from its characters. The Garuda in Vishnu, while Kencana means gold from the throne of Garuda, and Dewa Vishnu is standing coated with gold. The statue of Garuda Wisnu Kencana also caused concern from the Hindu religion followers in Bali because they think that a large statue will disrupt the spiritual balance in Bali. They thought that the statue is not fit to be a tourism destination. However, because it raised tourist interest, the statue was decided to be finished as a tourism destination. The statue is located in Taman Budaya Garuda Wisnu Kencana with a 240-hectare area. Its specific location is at Jalan Raya Uluwatu, Desa Ungasa, Kuta Selatan. This area was chosen because it is barren, thus it will not disrupt the ecosystem or nature while ongoing construction. At Garuda Wisnu Kencana, you can ride a Segway that are possible to be rented according to their official website. There are also a few restaurants available that serve traditional Balinese food. Their souvenir shop also contains authentically made clothes or antiques that contains the symbolic Garuda Wisnu Kencana symbol. There are several aromatherapy soaps, handmade statue and carvings made by the maker of a Garuda Wisnu Kencana statue. There is also a photo studio known as GWK Photo Studio located inside the GWK Bali. This photo studio also rents traditional Balinese wear. This is the tourism development impact on the economic sector. Today, the tourism industry accounts for 70% of the island's economy. Meanwhile, the proportion of people employed in agriculture sector has fallen below 30%. As a result, the island's most valuable commodity have switched over to its paradise aesthetic. This reliance on the global tourism industry has resulted in significant benefits for the island, including overall reduction in poverty, but it has also resulted in a number of social, economic, environmental, and cultural issues. Since the 1990s, locals nearby the area of Garuda Wisnu Kencana have been concerned about cultural dilution and landscape transformation, particularly in villages near tourist attractions.
I would like to discuss the tourism development impact on socio-culture sector in Garuda Wisnu Kencana. In one of the venues of Garuda Wisnu Kencana Cultural Park, there is a venue called Street Theaters. In this venue, there are many tenants and food vendors. These tenants are usually owned by the locals and they gain income from their business. There are also souvenir stores in Garuda Wisnu Kencana Cultural Park which are operated by the locals. These are the impact of social culture in Garuda Wisnu Kencana Cultural Park because the locals will gain sales which is required to improve their quality of life by satisfying their daily needs and fulfill their basic requirements in life. This is a development impact because the tourists will be provided by good and needs that they are interested in, and on the other hand, the locals, which are the sellers, can generate active incomes. The tourism development impact on environmental sector. Garuda Wisnu Kencana Cultural Park also has deep cultural places that have spiritual power behind it. The religious state in this place is astronomical, and the religion of Hinduism also plays a part in contributing to the environment. Garuda Wisnu Kencana Cultural Park is always done a traditional Hinduism ritual called Sembayang and Mebanten in order to preserve the environment and create a blessed place in the park. Sembayang is praying and how we pray in Hinduism language, and Mebanten is certain traditional offerings that we must do in the religion of Hinduism. There are also many beautiful sceneries in Garuda Wisnu Kencana Cultural Park that relies on nature, such as the living things in the park that decorate them. The conservation action taken in order to protect the beauty and culture of Garuda Wisnu Kencana Cultural Park are the tourism development impact on environmental sector in this area.
This is the future of tourism in Garuda Wisnu Kencana Cultural Park. The future of tourism in Garuda Wisnu Kencana Cultural Park is more than promising. Garuda Wisnu Kencana Cultural Park has the potential to become one of the most popular destinations in Indonesia, even in a wider scale such as worldwide destination. Garuda Wisnu Kencana Cultural Park has a lot of unique features that sets it apart from other destinations. Whether the visitor's purpose is for sightseeing, learning about the Hinduism religion and its culture, photography, enjoying traditional Balinese performance, and so on and so forth. Garuda Wisnu Kencana Cultural Park can provide everything that the basic needs of a tourist in a tourism destination. It is that vast in the entertainments that Garuda Wisnu Kencana Cultural Park also offers a Segway and scooter to move around the park. Even though nowadays the park is temporarily closed due to the global pandemic happening, it is safe to say that Garuda Wisnu Kencana Cultural Park will bounce back and become one of the biggest tourism industry in the world.
That was our video for Garuda Wisnu Kencana Cultural Park. Thank you for your attention and thank you for listening.
Thank you.